Day in, day out, month in, month out, there is a tremendous need for blood donations here in the Tennessee Valley area, especially for those afflicted with leukemia. Jay Bumgarner is joining us now from Blood Assurance. We're going to talk a little about that and a little about a couple of other things. First of all, welcome back to the show.
Good morning.
What is our daily demand right here in the Blood Assurance coverage area?
We have to have 400 good donations a day. So that means maybe 450 to 500 people will come in our doors to make sure there's an adequate supply on the shelf. So if somebody has been diagnosed or there's a trauma, next thing you know, there's a lot of blood that could be going out the door.
Sure. Let's take, for example, the recent horrible shootings out in Las Vegas. Blood banks there had lines around the block and people were waiting for hours.
And we were on standby. And so there is a network of blood banks across the country to make sure that we can help and assist if needed. We did not have to send anything to Las Vegas, but we did send stuff when the Hurricane Harvey hit for Houston. Mm-hmm. So there is a way to assist, and we were listening, and on their demand, we will send what we need to send.
The tragic Woodmore bus crash a while back, were there other blood banks further away from us on standby to help us out if the need arose?
If the need arose, but we were similar to Las Vegas. We had a lot of people standing in line, for hours at a time to donate. I'm very fortunate that we didn't have to go through a whole lot of blood, but the emotion to that brings people to donate.
Sure.
This day-to-day stuff where we have to have 400 a day, and there's not a lot going on.
Yeah.
The weather's kind of like it is. But we need people to come in. 1 out of 7 patients in hospitals basically use blood.
Do you guys need just whole blood? Do you need blood products?
From the whole blood, you can make blood products, but there is a couple other procedures that are specific, such as giving platelets. It's a different type of donation, but it is very similar. It just takes a little bit longer. So when you do that platelet thing and you have somebody diagnosed with leukemia, those platelets in that red cell, that's what keeps them alive. I mean, their body is really having to adjust, and this medication and
I wanted to talk about the need as it pertains to leukemia patients. We have an abnormally high amount of leukemia cases, especially childhood leukemia cases, right here within a 50-mile radius as the crow flies of Chattanooga. How much does that impact your need for what you're doing at Blood Assurance?
From time to time, it is very heavy, and the impact is very great. So when somebody's diagnosed, and there's so many variations in this, but sometimes people their bodies just don't adjust to this chemo that they're receiving, and you have to fight it. And so we try to bring back life and health by giving them platelets and the red cells. That's what keeps them alive. And sometimes they go through hundreds of pints of blood before they become stable.
Say that last couple of sentences again. That's what keeps them alive.
That is what keeps them alive. And if you talk to a leukemia patient, you ask them about the need for blood and platelets, and then you will see a reaction where they have to slow down, and their guts talking to their brain going, this is real life stuff. So come in and see us day in and day out.
And a lot of folks who have been longtime donors at Blood Assurance, sometimes they think it's just a matter of routine. You never know when you walk out of a Blood Assurance location, that 30 or 40 minutes you have just spent literally could save somebody's life.
Yeah, 3 lives with 1 donation.
It's an amazing work.
It is.
It's an amazing work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys very much at Blood Assurance, Jay. Always good to see you here. Make an appointment. Just stop in. The one here in town, of course, across from the UTC Arena. You can call them at 756-0966 or check out the website, bloodassurance.org. Hey, if you're a nurse and you need a job, stick around. We might have one for you. Details next as we continue on Let's Chat.